We can sing it.
Well, we
Pill show.
Patty party. Patty party. Patty party.
Wrote a song about it. Want to hear it go. I went down to South. Girl left me on the side of the road.
Yeehaw. Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. We're not going to be here long. We're going to hit it hard with the how I'm going to start out by saying, for entertainment purposes only, there is adult language that is used. So if you're offended by that, if your ears are very delicate like that, then you need to tune out right now. We won't feel bad about it. We understand. So welcome Johnny from Tarot's Apprentice and Adrian from Redland to Healing. Adrian, I want to say I really loved your bowls, your singing bowls posts. Those are really very relaxing. It's almost like doom, and once you hit that note, it just automatically puts you exactly like that. And Johnny, I just want to thank you for everything, the lessons, the cards, your patience. I mean, I just love him, so I'm making a confession of love over the internets. So, but I'm not going to act like some of the sisters that say, the Lord told me you was going to be my husband. It ain't nothing like that. I ain't playing like that at all. I got a story about that.
Ronnie, we can't hear you, by the way.
There we go.
There we go. Okay.
Now I got a story for you about a woman who told a friend of mine. He's gay. James is handsome. He's well groomed. So he's not like that pretty kind of handsome. He's a manly looking, handsome fella and very well groomed. And he was going to church at Bible study at Eddie Long's church, now under the pastorage of Jamal Bryant, as Larry Reed calls him.
And, he was there. He went to Eddie Long Church.
Yeah, he was for this, but this time we were.
Eddie Long Dong.
The time I went with it was, this was years ago. But this woman who had a crush on him, and she had said that God had said that he was going to be her husband, and went all the way in. I mean, she went in, she planned the wedding. She had booked the church. She went all the way in. And he didn't know that he was getting married that day. First of all, he didn't know he was getting married, but let alone getting married that day.
Oh,
he had not a clue. And it was really a messed up situation. It was very messed up. She was left at the altar, of course, but
she wasn't left at the altar. She was there by herself.
Yeah, she was there, right. That was what it was. She was there by herself.
Because the devil is a lie, and he the one that told it to you.
It's like,
oh, Mary had a little lamb.
She was very, very sure she was going to pray the gay away.
Okay, keep on.
She was a woman for him, like mistakenly. A lot of people think when they get with a gay person that they can change them. And it never made any sense to me, It never made any sense.
Change nobody. You can reveal who they are, but you can't change nobody.
Well, yeah, you might want to try changing your damn self if you look for a project. I mean, we all have enough things about ourselves that we can take a look at and say, "Woo, maybe I need to fix that or work on that or something."
Or maybe I should pray, "Hey, Lord, can I stop falling in love with gay men?"
Yes, please, Lord, don't let me be a beard, which is the loneliest kind of chick one can be, the loneliest one. Well, let's talk about what's been happening just the last few days. Well, as the world turns, we we got teased with a little piece of change out there, $600. We all know that since it's been how many months since March, since people have gotten any kind of stimulus checks, we all know that at this point, $600 will not fix the damage that the past 8 or so months have caused people. We know that shit, but we'll take it. All right. So to get it to the point where the turtle pulled his head out of his ass and he decided that he would, let's get this done, because the Republicans think, well, we don't want to give people too much money because then they won't be interested in going back to work. Not taking into consideration that there may be no fucking jobs. How about that? That there might not be no work to go to. So, okay, we'll take the money. Business is slow. We'll take the chickens.
May I say, $600, you said we'll take it because we, at this point, don't have a choice.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to say, people should be outraged by such things.
You're right.
You're going to give me $1,200 one time. Meanwhile, in the month of March or whenever it happened. Meanwhile, April rent is due. May rent is due.
Yeah.
June rent is due. July rent is due. Not to mention if I have a car payment and insurance and light bills and water bills. God forbid I have something to feed like a dog or a kid or myself. And then months and months later, after Christmas, you give me $600 more. And that's all we're supposed to get. And people aren't, rioting in the streets because they figured, well, at least it's something. But that's really not acceptable, because what am I supposed to do with $600?
And let's address the elephant in the room. Fat bastard hasn't.
Yeah. Well, I was getting to him. Go ahead, girl.
Fat bastard. Okay.
I'm going to get my cards.
It's not that I'm trying to find something nice to say. I'm just trying to word this a very particular way. Okay. Y'all, to your point, Johnny, I'm surprised more people aren't in the streets, because what has happened right now is Donald J. Trump has pulled out his mushroom penis and said, I think people need 2,000. This is his way of showing his diaper-dependent ass to the Republican Party. The House Republicans have already blocked that hoe and said they will not sign off because they think $2,000 is too much money, which is their way of doing this to Trump. This has nothing to do with us. We got to watch him fight this out. And that's the part that just extended unemployment ended today. Government shutdown happens Monday. Meanwhile, Mushroom Dick is on his 4th round of golf.
Yeah.
And Canada has been paying their people from the beginning.
Yep.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, here in the richest country on the earth, or the most powerful country on the earth, we're fighting over the chicken scraps in the pit. That's what we're
right.
doing. And meanwhile, they're sitting here, counting our money and say, "Oh, here's $600. Go away." That's what you get. What am I supposed to do with $600? Nobody's rent. And mind you, you get $600 if you make $75,000
or less.
Right. Woo.
Who told you that $80,000 was rich? Who told you that $150,000 was rich? If you live in LA or New York, $150,000 will get you an apartment somewhere.
Excuse me, or where I live, Washington, D.C., which is the 4th most expensive city in the damn country.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
75,000 is poverty line.
Yeah.
It really is. It really is.
Because who rent you going to pay in D.C., LA, New York, San Francisco with $600?
You're not.
You can buy a room possibly somewhere in somebody else's house.
You can buy a room.
And even where the room is might be dicey.
Times 3. Did that make any goddamn sense? multiplied is what I meant to say. You ain't getting nothing.
You're not getting anything for $600 anymore.
But anyway, I just had to throw that in there. Keep going, Jason.
Well, I'm glad that you threw that in there because it is it's offensive. It's fucking offensive. And the way I look at it is like at this point, channel this anger that we have, we can channel all. We should take to the streets over this bullshit. No more texting. No more calling your senator's office. Let's get out in the streets. I know it's cold. Put on a jacket. Bring you a thermos. Get out there and demand that they give you the money. And plus, the $2,000 was never his idea. It was what the Democrats had been fighting for all this time. And then and Republicans were spinning, saying that the reason you don't have any money is because of the Democrats. But Nancy is she's going toe to toe with their asses. And people in the Democratic Party, like Ro Khanna, saying take the deal when they just want to give people $300, and maybe your state in unemployment will give you $100. I mean, this is an insult to all of us. And then he and the reptile had a nerve to slither out.
It's our money. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I want people to remember. This is they're giving us a small
Our money. Yes.
Back. So we can stay afloat. It's like,
but how am I float with $600?
Right.
How am I float with $2,000 one time?
One time.
Because $2,000 may not pay even 2 months rent.
Shit.
Depending on where you live, $2,000 is your rent.
$2,000 is not going to pay a month of rent in the DMV area. I guarantee you that, unless you live in somebody's slum.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. For $600, you can get a room, but be careful where you get in the room.
A night.
So I just want to look in on him, because when I think about him, whenever he comes to mind, I see him going between fits of rage and fits of breaking totally down and crying because he knows he's fucked up and he knows he's fucked.
Are we talking about Trump or McConnell?
Trump. We'll do Trump first, because he pulled that on McConnell, because McConnell said that Joe Biden was president. You notice everybody that said that Joe Biden is president has gotten kicked in the teeth. Chris Christie came out and told him the jig is up. So he pardons, we'll get to the pardon, he pardons Charles Kushner, who is a vile human being himself, who is just like Donald Trump. So I see him kicking and screaming and breaking up shit. Somebody need to be in the place to take inventory, because he wants to smash up some national treasures. So let's go into his chakras and see where his orange hateful ass rests. Would you want to do that, or do you have a better way of doing a question?
That's what you want.
Let's see if anybody else has a question. Well, let's just do him. What is Connie yelling at? Connie, are you yelling at us?
It was Bernie Sanders.
That was Bernie Sanders' idea a long time ago. Yeah, okay, well, we're going to address the progressive up in here too. Okay, and I'm going to be as kind as I can be about my disappointment with the progressives. Anywho, let's look at Donald. Because he is, he's off we think he's off the chain. He's truly off the chain right now.
Okay. Yep. They're all saying the same thing.
You say it's mushroom dick. That means it's just a head.
That's what someone said. So first off the bat, solar plexus chakra. So exerting his power by pulling his mushroom dick. Being overly aggressive as an act of temper tantrum. I've lost. I didn't really lose. Fuck it if I lost. If I'm on the way out. This is his way of exerting power. His solar plexus chakra is stunted because he's acting well, obviously. However, he does not know how to make good moves. This is his third eye chakra. He doesn't know whether to shit or go blind. So therefore, he's just throwing shit to the wall to see if it sticks, to see what power, what thing he does to exert his power sticks. Also, extreme, his crown chakra. I've gotten this card for him. I think the last time we read on him,
I remember that card.
And he's not having it. He's not getting it. The elevator is stuck here, which would be about the 17th floor of the 44 tower in his mind movie. Okay. It's just not going all the way up. Spirit is going to keep trying to tap him on the shoulder to have this spiritual awakening. He's just not having it, unfortunately. Communication, this is his way of saying that $2,000 is a way of exerting his throat chakra, using it, speaking out to, again, temper tantrum. And then last but not least, heart chakra with forgiveness. He will not forgive Mitch McConnell and the other Republicans, pretty much anybody who has followed the Constitution and has announced, anybody who utters the word President-elect Joe Biden is on his shit list, and he is going to retaliate against them. But you don't know psychic because you do that.
Including Joe Biden calling him to tell him to sign off. So he wants he also is looking for Joe to beg too. He might use this as a bargaining chip. You know, I'll sign if you do this. And I just don't think Joe should in any way bow down to this cat. What are you getting, Johnny?
Well, I don't have chakras.
Oh, you don't have chakras?
You have chakras. You don't have chakra cards.
You don't have chakra cards. Yeah, you want to go up in his energy for a minute?
Oh, let's see.
I'm asking what, it ain't a holly jolly Christmas down in Mar-a-Lago, I bet
What's
you.
his energy right now? Or what's on his, what can Tarot tell us what's on his mind right now, Johnny?
Yeah.
Well, I'm flipped out.
Devil!
Whoa, how do you do, sir?
It's not flipped out, so I'll leave it out.
All right. Sometimes they want you to know they're listening.
Page of Pentacles. There's money and documents. The Moon. Restless nights. He's thinking right now. Well, it's thinking about money and opportunity. This may not necessarily be his, because there is right now no. Okay, there it is. Never mind. Good old devil.
I knew it.
Yes. The devil's in the details.
Right now on his mind is his forward transition with the Chariot and the Ten of Wands. He's burdened. So his forward transition is burdened naturally because his business dealings and all these type of things with the Three of Pentacles, the people that he was in tandem with, that is also being looked at. The Moon, he does not see the bottom. So you know how if you are in a horrible situation, if you can see the end of it, then you have encouragement. But when you cannot see where this ends, or you cannot see how this ends, that leads to some restless nights. Now, do I feel bad for you? No. Take you some NyQuil and get up and repeat the same thing. Yeah. But right now, what's on his mind is
his money. His money is on his mind. Huh?
His transition. He's afraid, so he should be.
Every time I think of him or I get the script,
so he ain't thinking about us. He's thinking about
him.
Right. He thought, and for some reason, the fact that he thinks he's going to overthrow the election makes him somehow think that the votes would change because he's changed his mind and wants $2,000. He wants to give the people $2,000. He's very. So let me see. On the bottom of the deck, I have the 8 of Wands. followed by the card that to me looks like secret meetings. This is the Three of Pentacles. It looks like meetings, discussions about money. I got to look at the wands again because, again, I'm still learning. And then I have the Seven of Swords. Like we're gonna get out of here with what we can, looking back and make sure nobody's tracking us. We may have to leave with what we have. We may not have the opportunity to go dipping anymore. So I got to look at what the wands actually, when the eight of wands, yeah, what it actually means.
That's communication, and it's speedy transmission of something.
Yeah.
So it would be somebody talking to him about some money. Yeah, we got some hidden chips. We're having secret meetings. We got a little something for you. And then for me, that Seven of Wands says that he's just going to walk away whatever he can.
There's Seven of Swords.
Huh?
Seven of Swords.
Seven of Swords, yeah. That he's going to walk away with what? 7 of them. Got to leave 2 behind. can't take it all now. Can't take it all. Now the next person's it's just been too much. He's whizzing on the American people, and Republicans still love him. Now he's got Loeffler and Purdue. They started running that ad, that he was going to be giving out that stimulus. So now they got egg on their face, because guess what? He hasn't signed off on it yet. So you got to wonder if I know he's crazy, he's batshit crazy. I think that he's so drug addled and his brain is so fucked up that he can't really put together an idea. He just shoots off the cuff and off the mouth and goes on. But I'm wondering if he's acting like he doesn't want these Republicans to do Georgia.
That would surprise me though. If he's like, you know what, the Republican Party, y'all didn't have my back. I hope y'all lose.
I mean, he's a Gemini, king of petty. So
that's right. Yes, Lord, he can be petty.
Yep.
Yeah, and so Becca says, meanwhile, the elites get our money for free from PPP, and most don't have to pay it back. Yeah, let's look at it on this. If any of you want to hear a very good breakdown of where the money is, what this stimulus means, you should check out DDM, Dapper Dan Midas, that's Secretary of Shade. Not only is he funny as hell, but he's a very, very well-researched and literate guy. And he can break it down for you where all the money is going, as far as we know, as far as we know. All right, then, so now we have Rudy being investigated. Isn't that a lovely thing? Yeah. Isn't that a lovely thing?
Is he being investigated for that oil spill on the side of his face?
No, child. They're trying to get on. I think, what happens with these investigations? Once they start one thing, then it has to spin off. It gets spider legs or something. It just spins off. But apparently, he had been working for the Ukrainians for years. His consulting company was actually paid. I think the money that helped him keep his doors open had to do with the Ukrainians paying him. So he's been doing it with they want all of his emails. And they got a subpoena out saying we want everything, everyone that he's talked to. So how's Rudy doing today? He should stop using shoe polish, though. I need to tell him.
Yeah.
Polish does not work on graying hair when you're sweating. It's not cute, okay? Get you what I said. Get you some waterproof mascaras, okay? If you got to know the tricks. See, somebody told you, just use some shoe polish. It's good hair color. Huh?
Get you a wig. You got enough money.
Get some hair plugs.
People will make fun of you for a couple months, and then they'll get over it and move on.
Well, you know, he's selling cigars now. He's selling cigars. He's hyping cigars, and who else is pumping some kind of product? They're pitchmen now. You know, they are pitchmen for cigars and fine whiskeys, I guess. I don't know. But from being the president's attorney to pitching cigars, well, I guess you're trying to set up your next income because it's about to be shut off right about now. So, Rudy Giuliani, what are you thinking these days? Are you nervous? Are you nervous? Are you thinking about leaving the country or to find a place you can hide? On the bottom of the deck, I have death. So it don't look like it's got good news coming. Oh, look at the pillage. It looks like Armageddon. The death has come. People are praying. Some are dead. Some are falling out. Lord, have mercy. Rudy. And then I get the eight of swords. And what Johnny said to me, what brought my attention to me, is that this person is not tied to any of these things. They choose to be, you know, maybe not see any evil or hear any evil and choose to act as if they're bound. But they could this is not tight binding. You shake that shit off and walk right on away. But I guess he likes feeling like that. I think the thing between Rudy and Trump is that they have been friends for many years. They both got dead bodies. They both know where the dead bodies are in each other's lives. So that was what I got. Death and the eight of swords.
Now, if you combine the two, and just like you said, they're with death means change. It doesn't necessarily mean death.
Right.
But if you take the two, that change that his life is about to undertake may leave him feeling powerless.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
When you have that eight of swords there, because like I said, that is a feeling. He can unbind himself from that in particular issue anyway, but his life is about to go through some things that he cannot control.
Like he told Yovanovitch.
And look at the eight of swords again. He is that person is very far away from the castle or the city, which means they're also cut off from all their resources too. So that's why they feel like they're alone and they're feeling powerless. Everything is so far away from them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a cage of their own making because nobody told you to take your narrow ass out there. It's, you know.
I haven't heard that phrase in years. Get your narrow ass back in this house. Well, thank you, Johnny. You're right. Did nobody tell you to go down there? Well, what did Mr. Pryor say? I told you about going down there fucking with that boy.
Adrian, what you get?
Yeah.
A whole bunch of shit. But if you wanted to go, Johnny, you can go ahead.
Well, I got that he will have a surprise that's coming. He will also be very emotional about something. This is more than likely going to play out in front of us with the Page of Cups. I tried to pick cards that wouldn't be. Oh, this because this damn light is on. Okay. So there's something he's going to be emotional about. There's also it's probably the leaving, the Chariot and the Eight of Cups. They're leaving the place of milk and honey, and so the stealing is going to have to end. There's also going to be a judgment upon him. That's going to be a little ways away, but I got the Queen of Swords and I got the Judgment too. I even got the Last Judgment is what this one is called. So,
Damn.
so this one might take him to the night water on that one. He's got some issues afoot. There will be some judgment and some legal issues that he is going to face.
Yeah, and he needs to get an
He's
inward,
stressed out.
clean out his bowels.
He gonna sweat the rest of his hair out.
Drip, 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 drip.
Yeah, and he keep eating that bad food with that boy. He gonna have to go and get a what is it?
High colonic.
High colonic to get all that stuff out of him because he's full of shit. Yes, he is. Okay, Adrian, what's up?
Kind of something similar. 10 of Swords at the crown. He's trying to at the base. He's got a plan. He's trying to plan. Trying to hold on to whatever resemblance of power, money, anything that he can. But he knows in the environment that the jig is up. And I love that this card is so accurate because it's the White House.
Yeah. Yeah, isn't that
get TF out, right?
yes.
He's also he's got a lot of mental mind burden with this Nine of Swords. He's really not in the best place. And things with yeah, he needs a hope and a prayer, but he's not going to get it. I pulled some Chakra cards, and another person who does not know whether to shit or go blind. I think will be the theme of the evening: solar plexus chakra and third eye chakra. He just doesn't know, can't see, doesn't know whether to shit or go blind, and that's going. You can't throw poo at the wall and just think it's gonna work out for you. That's just
no. Plus it stinks. Plus it stinks, boo. It's not good wall decor. Let's see what we've had. Bar is gone. Yay. Jabba the Hutt has gone on his way. So he's probably sitting at home having a nice single malt scotch and a cigar and praising the Lord that he got out of there. Let's look at the Bar's future. What does he have to look forward to? I know what I would like to see happen to him. But he's left a trail. He's like left freaking burnt ash in the Justice Department.
As I always say to people like him, Jesus regrets dying for you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm gonna have to file that one away. Like, what did I do? Oh, that's funny. He regrets it.
That is true.
Yes, he does. What does that big Jabba the Hutt? That's a stinking bastard. I don't know what it is about me looking at these guys and just questioning their cleanliness. I don't know why I look at them and see such just.
He stinks.
Yes, he just.
And that's not even just necessarily just his fault. It's just when you have folds and then get in there, and then it could get cakey if you can't reach it, especially because he probably can't go all the way around his body no more.
No,
it could get rank.
It does. It stinks. You smell like an old sofa. An old mildewy sofa in the basement kind smell.
An old sofa in a frat house.
Oh, Jesus.
Really? That thing needs to be burned. Yes.
Baragani, Pam. Yes, it is Kwanzaa. Forgot to wish everybody.
Oh, yes.
Kwanzaa, Baragani.
Happy Kwanzaa. If you have celebrated the Festival of Life, happy Hanukkah and Merry Christmas and just happy holidays. These are precious moments and we just need to laugh a little bit because I say it often, shit ain't funny. It ain't shit fun tea today. Nah. So, Bill Barr. And so I want to try to my personal feelings out of it. He's another one that needs a kick in the nuts. Like a big, just somebody go back with a pointed toe heel and just go all in, just catch him from underneath his moose Oh, by the way, Adrian, I did go investigate mooch or gooch.
Gooch.
Gooch. I couldn't think it was a thing, but it turns out it is a thing.
It's just taint. It's just a 2020.
2020 word for taint. Yeah. Yeah.
Just don't look up gooch grease. You'll vomit.
Huh?
Don't look up gooch grease. You will vomit.
Oh, is that the one where people just really don't wash underneath their balls and all up in their butt and all between their legs?
And then there's a collection of what they call grease.
It's runoff.
You say the runoff, Johnny.
And the gooch is the drip pan. That's where it all goes.
So here's what these modern day young men are doing. They're taking fucking maxi pads and putting them in their boxer briefs saying, I just created this great new thing that captures the gooch grease. And we're like, bitch, if you don't take our $8.99 pack of always with wings. And then they're like, bitch, you little flaps on the sides because the flaps run around like they're wings, bitch.
Yes.
So the blood is, I hope you all
don't get all over us, all over everything.
Stay out aisle, please. Thank you.
Yes, that's it. That's it, Johnny. Stay out our aisle.
Unless I send you down there to buy me some. Other than that, stay out of there.
And then if you don't do that, then just wash your ass. How about that?
All you got to do.
As funky doesn't even say all up in your ass, between your legs, and underneath your nuts.
Water was here before your body was.
That's right. Oh my God. Now, it's making me even more nervous because I see some very unpleasant things in Billy Barr's tank. It ain't been cleaned in for a very long time. But I can see.
He probably can't reach it. He need one of them selfie sticks and put water on the end of it.
So he can get all up in there. And then I don't get why people don't use a washcloth. How are you going to use your hand? See, I don't get that. I use a washcloth.
I wrote a song about it.
I wrote a song. Okay.
Use a washcloth on your funky ass. Oh, Lord. Thank you very much.
Hallelujah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I ain't gonna fool with y'all today.
Yeah, I can't.
Oh Lord. Amen.
Okay.
Church say amen.
Amen, 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 amen.
Amen.
Yay.
Yes. I blessed from Billy Barr.
Yes.
My apologies. I blame part of that on me.
Oh. Okay.
So what is the chakras looking like, A?
You didn't tell me to do chakras. I pulled tarot.
Tarot. That's just as good. I love you. I love your stories. Yeah.
He is starts off with the 6 of swords. He's way on the water. He is so very glad to be out. But the situation I got basically my brain just stopped. Ace of Cups, Justice, and the 5, 6, 7, 8 of Swords. He knows that his judgeth cometh, and that right soon. While he's happy to be away, he does know that he is mentally absolutely shitting a few bricks. Did I cover what I needed to cover? Did I redact my name from as many documents as possible? Because this is what's working against him, is this justice will come back to bite him.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's interesting because I don't know that I ever gave any thought that he was concerned about maybe leaving, because a crook will always leave a fingerprint. They'll always leave just something. They think they've gotten away with something, but a single strand of hair can get your ass caught up in the mix. So yeah, I didn't think that he's probably been crossing T's and dotting I's and going back over stuff. I think his name might actually even be in the Mueller report. I think so. What do you have, Johnny?
Depends on how long you got. I can just say that it's not bad. I mean that it's bad. It's a lot here, but there's going to be a surprising heartbreak. There is. Okay. So pardon my long-windedness. So we have surprising heartbreak. This is the first thing we go through here with the Page of Cups and the Three of Swords. So he's going to encounter something he did not anticipate. Even the guy who was crossing the T's and dotting the I's. Did you also change the O's to the Q's? But did you correct the E to the 3? Did you do that? There were some other things that you did not encounter. Is powerless, and then the Seven of Swords. There is in particular scheme the reason why he left early. Here with the Five of Pentacles, he was not necessarily quitting. This was somebody pulling him out. There is also a mystery about his power, or a mystery about his influence. His tenacity will be challenged. And it is going to be challenged by this in particular thing that is coming up, but it has something to do with the scheme he started. So this might, as you say with the Mueller report, it may have something to do with that, or it may have something to do around that, because he stopped the investigation.
Yes, he did.
There is also going to be illumination upon that scheme, something that was completed. So this would possibly be your Mueller report, but it was not completed completely. It was just as he, in his mind, completed. There's also going to be talks about secret things or secret meetings, naturally, because that's pretty much all the ones they had. But I remember doing the reading and hearing the story about the Caterpillar, the people who make those machines. He used to represent them before he was the AG.
Oh.
He was their personal attorney. They owe, catch this one, 2.8 billion with the B as in boy, dollars in taxes.
Wow.
In this here country.
Caterpillar in Indiana too?
Now, mind you, they are worth $52 billion. Or $58 billion, and they owe 2. So they don't want to pay the $2 billion in taxes. When Bill Barr became AG, their case was frozen.
I remember that.
He said no more actions are to be taken.
I remember that, Johnny.
Now, mind you, the case is not over. It was just suspended.
That's why he can't sleep. That's why he knows that justice is around the corner. It's not the shit necessarily he did with Trump.
Yeah.
It's the shit he himself did as the Attorney General.
And now that his power is not there, what is he going to do to stop all that stuff? Yep. Now, mind you, I hate to even say it, but what you need in these type of situations is somebody on the other side willing to do their job.
Yeah.
And go after him.
Yep.
Let me steal a piece of bubble gum at the store. Y'all would chase me down the street and shoot me in the back.
That's
Let
right.
him steal whatever it was that he was stealing. They won't do nothing. So I need them to do something.
Yep.
See, and you know, I think people are talking about, because Joe Biden said he would not interfere with his DOJ, that if they felt they needed to go after, whatever they do is what he was not gonna
because that's the way it's supposed to be.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
Yep.
So that's some progressive have run around their hair on fire saying nothing's going to change. He's not going to insist that Trump be prosecuted.
Okay. I don't mean to rag on millennials, because I'm technically like right at the cusp of millennials, but I just need a moment. You have to be very literal with millennials. And this is both, so I need both Joe Biden to understand this, and I also need millennials to understand that not everyone says what you think you need to hear. Grown ups know how to deliver certain messages, or they're going to deliver a message a certain way. I was watching people lose their absolute fucking dog shit because he just announced, it was like a day or two ago, that he's not going to do the $50,000 in student loan relief by executive order. And they lost their shit, and they're like, holding him accountable. And I was like, yes, we do need to hold him accountable because that was something he promised. But let's take a deep breath.
Yeah.
Executive order. Maybe this motherfucker has a trick up his sleeve.
Yeah.
He's already been talking to people. Maybe there's another way because think about it. Anything done by executive order can be very quickly undone by executive order. Maybe he wants to take some time to try to have a legal bill thrown out, and then try that first. I don't know, but just think about it. Let's take a deep breath.
Yes.
You also lost your shit when he said that he himself wasn't going to go after Donald Trump. No, he said he himself wasn't going to do it, but he said his Justice Department is going to do it. Calm down. Take a deep breath.
Calm down.
There's a message there that he's delivering, but you're so quick to have a fucking panic attack because it's not delivered in the exact way that your brain and your ears want to hear it, that you lose your shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's
in 4 years, if this motherfucker didn't do $50,000 in student loan aid and all this other shit, then let's hold his ass. Let's tar and feather him. But let's just semantics, people. Semantics.
Amen. Thank you.
Because we're sitting here talking, Trump is trying to go after his enemies, and Nixon had an enemy list. You want Biden to do what Trump is doing? And no, he personally is not going to prosecute Donald Trump. That's not what you're supposed to do. Him and the AG is supposed to be separate anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah, because the executive, the judicial branch, the executive branch,
and the legislature.
And the legislative branch.
Yes, legislative branch. And then they all have separate gigs. And he has come in and pretty much it's just appalling to me that it is just always he's running it like he's run his Trump businesses into the fucking ground. And now in order to make Biden look like just throw as much sand in his face as he can and so that he fails, he's the one that's going to end up failing. It's so Billy Barr can expect justice to come, because I would love to see Sally Yates in there because she blew the whistle on Flynn. I would like to see her as AG. I think she would go in hard. I don't know. I really would like Eric Holder to come through, but know that he won't be doing that. He won't be doing that. I got the devil the first thing, that flew out. It's like, okay, well, Daddy, I hope that you secured work for your kids or whatever your reason for doing what you were doing and in the most heinous, awful way. I hope you secured your family's futures somehow, because he's got kids that work in the White House. They're White House attorneys. And then I got the 10 of Wands, which is like just a burden, man. He's carrying away something, but he looks like he's not carrying him correctly or something. It's just burdened. It looks like a heavy load. That's got a lot on his mind.
And then combine the two, and you'll see where his burden comes from.
Okay, Johnny.
Well, just hold them up. Hold
them up.
That's where the burden comes from. Boom, right there.
Yeah, like it's almost like he was once chained or something. He's chained himself to the wrong wagon. He looked at Medusa's eyes, and now he's walking away, burdened, very burdened. Even though it looks like it's got with the green on the wands, maybe he's got a little hope from somewhere. But I feel like he knows that the jig is up for him too, that he's not going to be able to. He's done this twice in 2 Republican administrations. there will be no third time. There will be no third time for him.
Twice in one lifetime.
Huh?
Twice in one lifetime.
That's right. You won't get a chance to do this anymore. I'm wondering what, I would really like to know, though, what we're going to do about the 126 representatives who signed on to this frivolous lawsuit put out there. Was it by the Texas AG, who himself is a criminal? Lord have mercy.
I don't think they're going to do anything.
I don't think they're going to do anything.
No,
It's going to be one of them ones where it's a story for a week, and then when they don't have to think about it, they won't think about it. Because who's going to do anything?
They need to be charged or sanctioned or something. I'd be remiss if I didn't speak about, you wake up on Christmas morning, I had on my eating clothes and all the items before me that I was going to eat that day. And then we hear about the bombing in Nashville. So I've had a very, very nagging, chilling thought that I just haven't been able to get out, just shake it off. I think that those three Blackwater mercenaries, Eric Prince's boys, I've just been feeling like he's trying to mobilize with Eric Prince, the Proud Boys, and anybody else who's willing to go out there and die for him. He's trying to put together some kind of army or some kind of group of men that when the Electoral College votes certified, that he can dog whistle and that they're going to come out of the wings. Do you think that this was an act of intent? And if so, what was the intent of it? Was it for Trump, or was it for some one angry or a couple of angry human beings? It's a very sad thought to me, and I'm sorry to bring it up, but it's been bugging me ever since those Proud Boys have been coming out in Washington. Now they should have kept their asses from out of there, but they went in again on sacred ground. They went to Black church grounds, sacred ground, tore down the signs in front of our churches, defiled our land, and telling us, fuck you, Black lives don't matter. Well, we already know that. We'll talk about that one day soon. We three have experienced it, and I'm sure any other person of color within this chat has had some experience where your color has been called out and you deemed less than or unworthy of whatever white people have. But I'm just wondering if this, my question is this an intentional act? Is this a warning?
Well, I think they already said it was
Already said it's a suicide bomb.
They did say it was intentional?
Yeah, suicide bomb. And they've already gone to a house, forgot the name of it, outside. It's 12 minutes southeast of Nashville, where they think that camper was parked. And the FBI and the ATF have gone in and done a raid and cleaned out the house.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, they already determined that it was a suicide bomb.
Oh, a suicide bomb.
Yes.
Wow. Well, then I guess we can move on from that, because that was my question. I didn't watch any news today because I was phone banking for Ossoff and Warnock. Incidentally, you all can, anybody from any state in this nation can do phone banking for Ossoff and Warnock. It's actually pretty good. I mean, Democrats seem to be nicer people. They're not cussing out and hanging up in your face. They're actually pretty pleasant. So you can go to their websites, John Ossoff, OSSOFF, and Raphael Warnock, and it will give you instructions on if you'd like to join. I may be able to put the link into the the chat. Well, then I guess I'll go on to, I find Sidney Powell kind of fascinating. I don't know why, because I can't believe, I can't believe that she's real. She looks like somebody that they just put a big key in, and then she just walks up and she just looks like, let's check in on homegirl, because she wants to be the special counsel.
She doesn't surprise me. She's like a lot of people I've met.
That you work with, maybe?
No, when I lived in Dallas, she reminds me of a lot of Dallas women of her.
I don't know how anybody can call her a great attorney, but let's look in on Sidney Powell, see how she's faring.
Well, mind you, she wanted to be special counsel because Donald Trump wanted her to be special counsel. Because he wanted her to investigate voter fraud.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, who was it? Yeah, didn't Barr also say that there was nothing on Hunter Biden too?
Well, what he did, and I'm doing reading on this too. I wrote it down and forgot. Because Bill Barr had information, he said, that he could have released on Hunter Biden, but he didn't want it to influence the election. And then he comes out and says there was no election fraud or evidence of election fraud. So it was very interesting that towards the end of this, I guess he knew Trump was going to lose too, because everybody knew but Trump. And he was like, okay, I'm going to play against him. And that's the part that was running through my mind is you stopped the Mueller report way back when, because it was probably advantageous for you to do so.
Right. Why now?
Yeah. And then once you do have some information that could hurt the other side, you don't release it.
Because I think he's been a snitch.
Yeah.
He's about to snitch. That's why I did that reading.
Oh.
This isn't so much about Trump as it is, I think somebody tapped him on the shoulder and was like, hey, I know what you did last summer or something. I don't know what happened. Actually, I do know what happened because I read it offline. I'm not going to say because I want to see if it actually plays out, if my reading was correct. And so this was, he was kind of like, oh, I got to go. I have to quit. Okay, that's perfect. And while I'm on my way out, fuck you, fuck your mammy, fuck your cousin, fuck your dog, because I already know, because this is an act. I need to kind of start kissing up because I think some shit's about to come down and my name is on it.
Yeah.
So if I start kind of social distancing right now,
yes,
February, March, April, this may play out a little bit better for me. He's not
okay.
Evil, yes. Horrible, yes. Completely stupid.
No. Well, thank you for that. I know I digressed, but I just came to my mind and said, I thought he said there was nothing happening with Hunter Biden. Now, where were we now? We are on.
We're Sidney Powell. Somehow we got on Bill Barr, right?
Yeah, but I would attorneys. Okay, Sidney Powell as an attorney who looks to me. I know. I look at her and she just does. She looks like she's a wind-up doll or something. Like she's got a battery pack in her back. She never changes expression. Her witness that she said was this witness who was on the inside and whatnot, couldn't even pass the tests to get inside of the of Dominion or any of those software companies. Now
she's just taking money right now. She's just taking money right now. She's not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah.
She's operating from a place of greed and fraud, and she's taking money right now. She's not doing anything.
Yeah.
She's getting her piece of the pie until,
Yeah.
She don't really care. This is all about just kind of getting what they get right. Because like
you said, get it right, get as good.
I'm trying to get as much as I can, be as good for place as I can be.
Yeah.
I mean, hey,
Let's see.
Got a checkbook. They got, all these Republicans' money. I can't feel bad for Trump supporters anymore because you keep giving your money to the same fool.
Yeah,
So, hey, go ahead.
that's what happens. That's what happens. Sit
Write me a check too. I'll wear a MAGA hat once.
Well, they said that all those rallies he was holding, that some of the same people seem to be they would bust the people in.
I ain't wear it in public now. I'll go in the closet over there and wear it.
Oh, no. Right.
I ain't putting no tinfoil on.
I think we can come back to some of these things. I was listening to, does anybody watch any of those Real Housewives shows anymore? Do you know anything about them hoes up in the Potomac, girl?
Mm-mm. Ever since they showed black people on TV fighting, I can't. But
Yeah,
that ain't really my cup of tea anyway, because it's just contrite arguments and
really.
I used to live pretty close. I lived in Bethesda, Maryland, for a hot second, and Bethesda is down the street from Potomac. Which is where a lot of the wives, which a lot of them lived in that area.
Ain't none of them housewives.
No, they really, and this is something that they're on the air for a few years, and their faces change, their noses get fixed, and
speaking of faces change, a slight digression here.
That's okay.
Moderna's vaccine.
Oh, that's that, Johnny.
All right, come on.
Go ahead, Johnny, because my brain went.
Yeah,
I laughed for a good 15 and a half minutes longer than I should have.
But I got scared. Go ahead and say what happened, and I'm going to tell you why I was so nervous.
Moderna's COVID vaccine can cause side effects for people with face fillers.
Yes, and particularly Botox too.
Yes.
If you have Botox, you have side effects. And I went, because I've had Botox in my armpits because I used to have really bad hyperhidrosis. And so I did Botox in my armpits for a year and a half. And I was like, does this mean I'm going to get like a third eye or like a fourth eye? And like I'm like, oh, shoot.
So Moderna don't jive with fillers and stuff at all.
Not the Moderna vaccine. It's going to cause side effects with people with face fillers, they said.
I'm like, are you sure it's just face fillers and face Botox?
Really?
Are you guys sure?
We don't need you growing 2 extra arms out of your pits.
Like, man.
I'm sorry. So what was you saying? I just had that little aside. For different faces, you said. That's what made me think of.
Did you read something and see something, Adrian? Oh.
So here's my thing too. Well, we can go towards the reality TV period.
Yeah.
Like some of it, okay. I guess it all just depends on what you find entertaining. Like the pimple popper and the Pawn Stars and the black ink people, and like it just depends on what you find entertaining. Like all reality show is not people throwing drinks in people's faces. It's everything.
Yeah, I haven't watched them since Atlanta, and that was many years ago. I got bored with them because I just didn't understand how y'all could be getting paid good money and then you have to make up a reason to have a fight with somebody.
Because people like drama. We don't admit that.
I guess so. And all you're doing is going to lunch, taking wasting good food because you're only going to take a bite. You don't even get a doggy bag. And then go show up somewhere at one of your events. Somebody's holding an event or my foundation is holding an.
I seen one and I was mortified, beyond mortified. I still kind of am. And it happened a long time ago. It was a small clip. I seen 2 black women fighting about food stamps in a room full of white people. Like, oh my God. And mind you, neither one of them is on food stamps. They just arguing about food stamps. Like one of them says she's never seen one. And then the other one was, I guess, offended that she was, I guess, brought up in a household where she'd never seen a food stamp. And I'm like, oh my God, why are y'all doing this right now?
In front of all the Caucasus Mountains to see. Not, please, Jesus.
Yeah, and then they further push that myth of the angry Black woman.
Yes, and then they got angry and one threw a drink, and I'm like, okay.
So I hate to break this to you guys, and I have the answer already, just because part of this is my industry in a way, and I pulled apart to confirm if I'm correct. And I'm like, will reality TV go away anytime soon? Because think about it. Reality TV, technically, this goes back to when I was little, when Cops was on. Cops is the quintessential Kickstarter for...
Yes, that one, right?
You have to understand reality TV is much more affordable to produce. You get way more marketing dollars and advertising money. Mm-hmm. And you don't have to write a script. You don't have to hire writers. You don't have to hire actors. Therefore, you know how much a day player that has a SAG card cost, even as an extra in a television show? It's expensive. It's not anywhere anytime soon. The cards confirmed it. There is this sick love affair. It's making way too much money. People give into it because they love the freaking conflict with the Five of Wands. They love it. It's not going anywhere. It may morph. We may not see the Kardashians. We may see the Trashians. We may see the new generation of. The only way I think it will really, really die down is maybe my nephew's generation, he's 9. What is that? Gen LWP. They are
not going anywhere because we like drama, just like you said. And I didn't even think that far back. I was thinking Real World. Cops. That was nothing but drama. All this, and when you think about it, like you get body cam and then all you can hear is running and heavy breathing and get down and then next thing you know, there's a dog barking and somebody's on the ground. We liked that type of stuff.
Bad boys. Wait.
Play your song.
We like drama.
When they come for you.
And then when the theme song hit, nobody knew what he was saying, but you did it. I catching my neck and all. I was like, I don't know what he's saying, but I'm gonna say it. But that was that. We like drama, especially when it's somebody else's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess so. Because
think about it. Hoarders is reality TV.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. It's not scripted. It's a hybrid. It's not scripted. Mm-hmm. So it's not going to go anywhere. Hoarders has been on. That show outlasted its shelf life. I can't believe they still have new episodes, but they do because it makes A&E too much money.
Yes. I don't even know where they find these people who live in mounds of trash, but they're still there.
So it is what it is.
Antique Roadshow. That may be classy, but it's still reality TV.
It's still reality TV.
I was looking at the chat, 16 and pregnant. That's still out there.
Yeah.
It is. Imagine you get celebrity because you get pregnant at 16 and don't have a baby daddy or the baby daddy not there. What a way to get a star.
But I mean, okay. This is something I think a lot of parents forget, that your teenagers are people. Mm-hmm. So when their hormones activate, they're not adults chronologically speaking, but they can do adult things.
Yeah.
And so when you don't want them to date, you don't want them to this, you don't want them to that, they still have the urge to do all those things.
Yep. Because
they are still a person.
Mm-hmm.
They function just like you, even though they're not the same age. So yes, there's going to be a whole bunch of people that are 16 and pregnant because they're people. Mind you, this was in the Bible days. He'd have 2 wives, an ox, and a farm. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's not going to happen to T.I.'s daughter. Don't you find his actions like creepy dad. He thinks that what he's doing is going to keep his girl.
And he's still talking about it.
He's still talking on a stripper pole and
that last
and get pregnant.
Whooping. He didn't take that last social media ass whooping. He just recently was out talking about his daughter again and how now he doesn't allow, it's something really basic. He doesn't allow his daughter to do because he's like, I don't want her to be a hoe. And I'm like, you didn't learn from the last time.
Right. His co-host or his guest was saying to him, what about boys? I want my boys.
What about him? He is a whore.
He's a whore around.
He's on his wife 1,900 times in 2 days. And meanwhile, first of all, let's go back to this. T.I., if you're going to take your daughter to the gynecologist to make sure her hymen is in check, make sure that you know what the hell that is. You can break a hymen without sex, first of all. Second of all, you're a whore.
Yeah.
Why don't you teach your daughter, don't do what I did. Don't go out there and be footloose and fancy free with all these different people.
Yeah.
And second of all, you were the same person who said that, I think he was saying something about black gay people because there is no such thing as white gay people. Black gay people, that's what's deteriorating the black family.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's you cheating on your wife. Back and forth. There, you didn't cheat with some man. You cheated with a whole bunch of other women. Somebody else.
Yeah.
Stop being a whore. Teach your daughter. Don't do what I did. That's what you need to do. Don't take your daughter to gynecologist.
What are his boys thinking about their father who has cheated on their mother?
He don't treat them the same, so they probably don't care.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that he's not showing his sons how to treat women. And I guess with Tiny not chiming in.
And she's a long-suffering wife.
Yeah.
Because I'd have been hit him with a tire iron a long time ago.
It's the reason that he is T.I. And she just keeps on taking it and taking it and taking it and taking it and taking it. Well, I was just wondering how many people watch any of that reality show stuff. I don't watch.
A whole lot.
A whole lot.
Okay, so let's see what do we got else. What else?
Two more questions, Jace?
Yes, go ahead.
Head out. No, I was just asking, like maybe hone this in. Like, you got 2 more questions or topics you want to talk about?
I was going to talk about the vaccine, but I don't want to do it anymore. I really don't. People have enough on their plate. We don't need to be talking about the freaking decline. I think maybe I may have come. I wanted to keep it short tonight, and I may have come through all the topics I wanted to talk. I wanted to try to throw some pop stuff in there. So I did go around the internets and found T.I. and who, I don't know half the people with these names, I don't know who they are. I don't know anything about their music. I know nothing about them. People bagging on Megan Thee Stallion because now she wants to look better or be healthy. What is that?
When you get rich, accentuating I'm big and fat like Monique did, then that's what they want you to do. Mm-hmm. Now you sound like a hypocrite, or now you want to be skinny. Now, meanwhile, most logical people would say, no, they just want to be healthy.
Yeah.
And they want to look this way. It's their body. But, we don't worry about our own bodies. But then again, you're a celebrity. Everything you do, you try to do in front of people. So you got to take this.
You got to take it. You got to take the L on that.
If they talk about you, it's because you wanted them to talk about you. You're standing in the middle of the room pointing at yourself. So
I was about to say, my very, very fancy, expensive PR degree taught me that not all press is good press.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That was PR 101, huh?
Now, okay, we're going to end with this. Do you believe
Lizzo? It was Lizzo, Jace, not Megan.
Lizzo. Okay, right. Excuse me. See, that goes to show you.
That's why it didn't click, because I was like, I haven't heard that about Megan Thee Stallion. That's why I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, what I noticed about Megan Thee Stallion is that she's only got one pose, one face fix, and it's always like mouth hanging over, looking to the side. Girl, get something new going on.
Johnny, you said you got a topic?
Yeah, we can end with this.
Okay.
Do you believe that celebrities owe their, not their fan base, but people in general, something for all that they have gained? I read a story today that Beyonce has donated $500,000 to help with people who are being evicted. Now, I haven't heard this from anybody else. Not to say that people are doing it, but where are the mega rich people? The Robert Downey Jr.'s, the Will Smiths. Do you believe these people owe anything to the rest of the country for the country that they have profited so heavy in?
Well, I think as a moral thing, I mean, I've been around famous people who get very impatient, people who have spent money on their products or their rec CDs or whatever, want an autograph, and they get shitty with them. I think, now, first of all, I think, Bay, I thank you so much for donating $500,000. But girl, you could dig a little deeper and come up with
I try not to judge. I went the same way.
I'm going to judge. Okay,
now worth more than 500 G's.
That's right. So thank you for that. We know that you and your husband together can dig deeper and do a bit more. I think as a moral thing, people, they should want to do this. It shouldn't be a situation where they have to be begged to do it. These people have, sneakers aren't inexpensive anymore. They're almost expensive as a Birkin bag. The things that we buy to put these people in these fabulous homes with all this money and stuff. Why not? Why not break off a piece and help your fans? It only endears them to you more.
Mm-hmm. Like when Nicki Minaj paid off people's tuitions. She did it live on Twitter, and it just made people like her that much more. But I was trying not to judge and say all she gave was $500,000. Meanwhile, I ain't seen Will Smith give 15 cents. I ain't seen Oprah do it. I ain't seen Jeff Bezos, who could solve this whole problem by himself. I ain't seen. He really could. So I mean, I can't judge and say just 500 because, mind you, that's her money. She ain't got to give it. She ain't got to give 15 cents. But I think these people who are elevated so high, I think they could. No, I'm going to say, because I was trying to be nice, I think they should do something when there are crises in this country.
And today there was an article on my feed that what does Jeff Bezos do when he's not working? He likes to piddle, maybe walk around and go in the flower garden. Write a check, motherfucker. Why are you piddling?
Mackenzie did it.
Right. She sure did. Now she's given, and she's been a few billion right now.
Yeah.
Mackenzie is doing what she sees. The workers that go to Amazon every day.
It's like Debbie says, how much money do they need?
Yep.
Like I get it, they do. Like Beyonce, when she walks out the house, is probably already $10,000 for car service and detail and clothes and hair and makeup and then security and all that. Wherever she goes, it costs a lot of money. I get it, but you also have a lot of money.
Yeah.
So I think the rest of these people, Oprah and Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos, these people could solve the problem by themselves.
They could.
I just wanted to throw that out there, but that's.
And I agree with you. Bezos, if he didn't have anybody else's help, can write that check.
See, Dolly Parton, she gave $1 million. I mean, but we Dolly is always, coming through for somebody.
Yes, she does. She really does. And there are a few others that come through and they do so silently. They don't do
Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry does a lot of stuff. He doesn't do it so much for a photo op. He just does it. I remember just a few weeks back, that at one of the Publix or Kroger, and he had given something like $50,000, so people
He was paying for everybody's groceries that came
pay for everybody's groceries. I mean, those things help.
Yes, they did.
And they can do
$200 today on groceries.
I know Bezos did give some money for the homeless in yeah. I know he did give a substantial amount of money for them to try to fix up, since all the .comers went in there, and now where the homeless people live are Tony neighborhoods. But that was a while ago. I just think that when we look at what is going on, somebody that sees what Trump is doing should say, you know what, we can get this whole thing figured out. We'll just donate the money. Now, I know there'll probably be, unless they do it through foundations or something, there'll probably be about a lot of red tape if you're going to try to take it to the government. But they could do it. They could just do it. Set up a pop-up somewhere and say, come on through. We're writing checks today. Bring your light bill, bring your mortgage, whatever.
That's the kind of thing I care for a lot more than charity giving.
Yeah.
Go down to the water company and then pay off a whole bunch of people's things. Go up to the local university and see if you can pay off some people's tuition. Go to the dentist's office and see if you can pay off some people's bills. Go to these clinics that, go to little places like that that can help the community of people that have to go to these things, that have to patronize it, that have to get the tires, that have to get, their oil and fixed and their radiators, and go to these different places that you can, drop $10,000 and alleviate a whole lot of stress for a whole lot of people.
I actually benefited one year with an electric bill. Somebody had been in there and they had been blessed real good, and they paid. The lady, he said that he's paying until the money runs out. We don't even know how much he donated, but I know that while I was walking out, it had to be at least 10 or 12 people who had been in the windows who were walking out, and all of us were smiling. So yeah, I like that kind of giving too, Johnny. I really do. Well, I know that I give to, I have Children's International and St. Jude's, because those babies, I can't look at them. And then my little $27 a month helps, and good. I'm glad it helps. And I'm thinking about doing the one for the people in Yemen who are starving to death. I mean, when we look at it, we're in good shape in comparison to many others, many others. They don't have food banks they can go to, or any kind of agency they can reach out to. They don't. There are people around this world that simply don't have that. And if we can, there's an organization called Music Cares. I think it's Elton John's music charity or whatever. The Atlanta Jazz Foundation and Society of Singers, they take care of musicians and singers, especially at this time. They take care of them as best they can, and they got some money, and they sent me a substantial Kroger food card. And I thought that I had to have what I need, that I should share it. So I did. I shared it with someone. It does acts of kindness. I really appreciate them. I have been the recipient of acts of kindness. And I just say to all of you, if you know there's a lonely person in your neighborhood, maybe tap on the door and take him some fruit or something, or something baked. Do something for somebody, because this was a hard holiday season for many people. We had to pray for a family of a young man because he committed suicide. It just got to be too much. You don't know what a person's going through. So if you have an opportunity to show some kindness, just do that. We're going to limp into 2021 battered and bruised. And let us not get it twisted. Just because Zaddy is not in the White House doesn't mean he's not going to be skulking around, wanting to start trouble and kick up sand. I'm hopeful that the more we ignore him, the more we take the spotlight off what he's doing, that we can actually move forward. So, yeah, if you can donate food to the food bank, whatever you can do, every little bit.
If y'all have a Jesus house.
Yeah, whatever you can do. That's how we're going to get through this. Things aren't going to magically change because of Joe and Kamala. What did you say he was, Johnny? Was it you said he's to stop the bleeding? Was it you that said that?
No.
DDM.
Oh, DDM. Oh, yeah. He said he was to stop the bleeding president. And while he's plugging up holes, we already know, with all the people clamoring for those crooks to be held accountable, we know that he is not going to stand in front of that and try to stop anything. He's got other things he needs to think about, like getting this vaccine out to the people, trying to get money to them. He's going to do what he and Kamala are going to do, what they're going to do. But Johnny, thank you for that. Thank you for that question. It was thought-provoking. And I hope that if there's somebody famous on here, or I know some famous people, so maybe I'll just shoot them a tweet or something. Tell them, do something, help out the people. Not me personally, but you could go down the street from your neighborhood, and find somebody. You don't have to go far to find somebody who needs some help. Yeah. Adrian, your last moments, your last thoughts?
Nope.
You done? Well, I want to wish all of you a wonderful, wonderful evening. Thank you for coming on. We'll see you, let me see, in the new year. Won't we be?
Yeah, it's like the 9th or something like that.
Yeah, it'll be the 9th. We'll see you over on the other side, y'all.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Enjoy your vacation. Get some rest. Do whatever you want to do. Get your swerve on. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you in 2021. Everybody stay safe now.
Bye, guys.
Bye.